Good evening, everyone. We're getting ready to go live with, we're talking about guiding light touches the world tonight. I'm going to be discussing some of the things that we have been doing at the light in the past few weeks and express to you how we've gotten to this point and say to you, thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for how you've responded. Let me just stand up here so I can share with you these things and thank you and just show you how we're impacting the world, the things that we are doing, specifically working with World Vision. Tonight, I'm gonna have as guest Pastor Jim and Minister Bray. We're going to have them on, and we're going to talk about this thing about sharing with the world. As you know, I think that was a good title for me to use. That guy who like touches the world. I want you to go out there and share with people and let them know. They need to know what we have been doing with our partnership of World Vision. I want them all to hear what my vision is with World Vision and how we're going to work with them in order to touch the world. This is just the beginning of a relationship. It is the beginning of a partnership with an organization mm, that is many times larger than what we are. But it's working with them and we learn from them and we grow. And they're doing things for blessing us, and we're blessing them because we're reaching a group of people. We're going to talk about chosen tonight, and we're going to talk about how we're reaching the community, our local community. And I'm going to share those things with you. But I want to get as many folk that are the light in here. So I want you to reach out to them now. Get online. I'm going to talk to a few of you because it is live program tonight. And I'm going to talk to you and just share some things with you. But in the meantime, while y'all are linking this up and sharing and letting other folk know, I'm going to greet some of you all right now. So I'm going to mention Brother Darius Williams. I'm saying hello to him. And I'm sure Kirsten is over there with Kristen is over there with him. And brother, we're going to be talking about this, and I'm going to look for open communication with everybody so you can share. I am going to share with you. You're going to share with me. We're going to talk. This is a live program tonight. So Darius, let everybody else know. Dr. Brown, faithful Dr. Brown, she's always there. Jafrida, good to see you. And then this is Kiana. Kiana, we're going to be talking about you tonight. We got Dr. Brown. We'll be talking about you. Darius, we're going to be talking about you tonight. And Felipe, good man. I got to connect with you yesterday. That was wonderful. And Yolanda, that was great. Being able there she is right there at the same time. So both of you all are together. Hello to the Terrys. I got y'all. Thank you for speaking to me in church yesterday and coming right there so I would know both of you all together. I love it. I want to know. Folks say pastors can't know the folk, but I say pastors can know their folk. Thank you. And especially when I got people like you guys, everyone that's online right here, that comes up, communicates with me, speaks to me. It helps me with my prayers and thinking about you. And then we've got Sister Bakara. And I saw, and Addison yesterday was going to walk past me and not speak to me yesterday. And I said, Addison, you ain't doing that. Maybe evidently she didn't see me because I had my mask on, but she doesn't normally do that. But great to see you both, Bakara and Addison. And Sister Deborah Dial. I think I saw you yesterday. Did I? Be sure to respond later on. I think I did for a brief moment. Sister Joyce Owens. Hello, how are you? Great to see you right now. And Sister Regina Thompson. I think, Joyce, we're going to talk about you too tonight. I think we got some. Let me see. Yep, we're going to talk about you tonight. And Sister Regina, we're going to talk about you tonight. Got something on you tonight too. So you all need to just hold on. Sister Mary, though you're in Texas, you can still be a part of what we're doing here. But you know what you're going to like tonight? You're going to like what we've been doing. And I don't know if you, when I have Elder Bray on, she'll let me know if you participated. And I'm looking to see if she's in the studio. Did Elder Bray, Sister Mary Carter do anything, Elder Bray? Do you know? We don't know yet. But
yes, sir.
Did she do something?
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. She let me know. Y'all might have heard her say, and thank you, Sister Mary. Thank you very much. Minister Lyria, got you online. And we've got you. I think I got a picture of you tonight with your kids. and all. And Sister Donzella, beautiful Donzella, with all the birthday parties and everything you got going. I really love you for that, girl. You really do that. It helps me out in knowing whose birthday. I think this week is Ingrid Brock's birthday. I think that's what you told me. And I think that's what everybody else, all the greeters, we thank you for doing that, for keeping people together, letting them know how important their birthdays are and all of that. And Nicole, now, girl, you ain't told nobody about what you've been doing. But I know you've been up in Colorado. I know you've been doing that. You didn't tell nobody you're going to Colorado. You just up there in them mountains, way up there. Tell me about what's going on. I want to hear about that. I see you took a train, went through the mountains up there. That was beautiful, lady. I saw that. And of course, I know you're back. You should be back in town. Because folk always say, Bishop, you talk too much, tell everybody's business and everything. Well, you put it all on Facebook for everybody to see it, Sister Nicole. All right, and then we got Kirsten. Okay, Kristen, between you and Kirsten singing you doing the work you do in the audience, and then Kirsten Johnson. I'm mixing those names up right now. And Kiana, that's right. Oh, you know what? I did not set up my Instagram because we got a lot of pictures tonight, and I haven't duplicated to be able to do Instagram. So I'm sorry, I missed my Instagram audience. I missed that. And Sister Teresa, hello to you, Sister Teresa. Let's see, do I have the carders? I know y'all did something. I don't know if I got a picture. And Sister Brendolyn, good evening to you all. And you all feel free to greet one another too, so we can have a social meeting that's going on out there among yourselves as we go along, and you can talk about this. Amelia Felder, hello to you. We're getting in here now. We're coming on in, coming on board. Everybody's doing. Lisa Davis, hello to you. Great to see you. And then Pamela Horn, hello. Cheryl, I think we got some kids with you. You've done that. You've done a great job. And then thank you, Deborah, for saving me. I said, I thought I saw you. You said, yes, you did see me. Thank you for that. Good to see that. And Brother Anthony, I tried that cake you had, brother. That cake you had yesterday. Was it yesterday? What is the day? Today is Monday. Well, I'm thinking it. Yeah, I'm thinking it was yesterday. Well, I thought I had the cake 2 days. Cake was gone in the evening, brother. I'm sorry to tell you that. So I just really don't know if it was that good. I might have to try it again to find out if it was. Okay. And then Minister Evelyn Waller, we got you tonight. But Kara, what are you telling me? She said she didn't recognize you, Bishop. She said she would never not speak. I know that's true. She didn't recognize me. And then Cheryl June, hello to you. Cheryl, I don't know if I remember you yesterday. Lavandia, but I didn't miss you. You know, you said I don't pay attention to you. I do pay attention to you. Now, see, I see you right here. I told you to put a comment in there, and I remember. And Sister Mary say, awesome opportunity. Yes, ma'am, it is. I'm gonna hurry up and get through this. I want everybody to know it is a wonderful opportunity. And I'm gonna tell you all how it came about in just a minute. Deacon Angela Brown, hello to you right here. And Nicole tells me I did tell my friends. Now, the rest of y'all out there right now, did you see what the sister girl said right there? She said, I did tell my friends. Did I know she was going to Colorado? Is that put down? Is she throwing shade on me some kind of way? Because I didn't know she was going to Colorado. I didn't know it, but she said she told her friends. I don't know what you're doing there, Nicole. I just have to watch that. Minister Natalie Washington, hello to you. Great to see you right now. And let's see. Yeah, Brother Anthony, it was yesterday. For the rest of you, Sister Stephanie, hello to you. And the councilman out there, possibly soon to be mayor over there at that city. We're going to be praying for him on that. Sister Deborah Miller, as we go on here. And then, okay, check this out. Let me show you how this worked, y'all. Well, Teresa said, yes, we're excited to have 2 boys added to our family who was everyone else blessed with. Yes, I'm going to show you tonight. I'm going to do that. I want to show you what Nicole said here, though, right? She said, Bishop, don't do that. You know, I loved you. Now, did she misspell the word intentionally, or was that an accident? But she didn't tell me, so I don't know. Okay, we'll find out. We'll go along. Let's see what else we got here. Sister Thais, hello to you, Sister Thais. Great to see you. Um, we just said, she says, Thais, thank you. And Thais was working yesterday along with several of our sisters in the providing for, because I remember on second and fourth, they provide food in the cafe area. You all want to remember to do that. Then Yolanda, Denise, good evening to you. And Sister Nicole, she's waving the white flag. Good. All right, I'm down at the bottom, so let's get started. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to talk to you right now, and I want to tell you how we got where we are. We've spent a few minutes here just talking. Um, about 4 years ago, I was part of a group of pastors, and I was with rather unique among the pastors. Figure out what that means, and they were talking about trying to get World Vision to come to Birmingham. World Vision is an international organization that actually covers the world. They're there for relief whenever there's a tornado, wherever there's a natural catastrophe. They're there. They come in on the scene to help families. They go where natural catastrophes happen, or whether there's if it was a storm, earthquake, things of sort like that. They go into those areas to help the people. Not only do they do when there's a natural disaster, but they go places where there may be famines and where people can be lacking. They go into the third world a lot and they help people in the third world. I was with a group of pastors, and I'm not missionary minded, but one of my missionary friends invited me because they're always trying to get me to go places, and Kenya happens to be one of the places. But I went along, and there they were talking about World Vision, and they were talking about also trying to establish a place in the southern region of the United States in which they can be able to have a distribution point if there was a natural disaster that they could distribute from. And of course, I raised my hand. After all, we got 215 acres of land. We have land more than a lot of other pastors do have. And I said, we would like to be available to you guys if you'd like to do it. Well, that was about 4 years, 5 years ago. And we didn't hear anything about it. There was a lot of the shuffling around. There are a lot of other churches that are more, uh, what should I say, have more clout, perhaps, or maybe have more favoritism and all. But nothing happened. I didn't hear from anything until, and I reached out to them and I started working with another person with World Vision who came to me and said, well, we're hoping that you might become a distribution point to be able to help people when there's a disaster, to be able to provide relief. We will send you, we will send you the stuff and you all just become a distribution point. And I said, I'd love to do it. And she said to me, she said, also, we not only deal with natural disasters, but we deal with people that are hungry. We deal with children that are orphaned. We deal with children that don't have things. And would you be interested in working with us in World Vision on that end? And I said, yeah. I said, I don't mind doing that. And I told them, I said, just keep us posted. They came to me a few months after I made that connection. And this is before COVID. And they said, we want to establish a program in which we want to reverse the role. We don't want um, people to choose the kids they want. We want to reverse it and let the kids make the choice. We want to test this out. We'd like for you to be a pilot church. Would you do it? I said, of course. And I want y'all to know I'm always open when it comes down to ministry, when it comes down to kingdom. I'm always open, whatever, whatever we can do. Uh, I really don't. It's about kingdom to me. Well, we spoke about it. They gave me the plan, but COVID hit, um, and just before COVID hit, because they were putting it together, and COVID hit, and of course that messed up everything. Well, mid last year, oh no, that was 20. What was COVID? Was 29? No, 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 that was 2020. Mid 2020, and when people were giving out all the food, I connected us with the right people so we could give out food deliveries and everything. I also was contacted by World Vision. They wanted to send some trucks and bring food here too. Of course, I opened up to be able to receive that, but that didn't pan out. It didn't happen. But knowing that we were willing to do it, then we were contacted with that distribution thing for disasters and all. But they said, okay, but we're doing something different, right? What we're going to do with that. But we want to deliver to your church if you will become a hub to deliver merchandise from companies, big box companies that get tax write-offs for various reasons. They can give away stuff to 501c3 organizations, as they had spoken of before. Would you let your church become such a hub, and perhaps later on become a distribution point uh, for a large area? I said, of course, we're here to serve. So that deal, we worked that deal out, and I'm going to bring Elder Bray on in just a minute, and we're going to talk about how that came to pass and how we began with what she calls gifts in kind. Then I'm going to actually bring Pastor Jim on, but I'm just trying to give you a little history now. I assigned her along with Minister Leary. I said, I want you all to, to follow this process. I want these goods and services. We need those things. I want us to be a hub. My thing has always been to work with churches. And I gathered some pastors together to try to get them to become distribution points. They go into the community. We become the one gathering place of all these goods because we got the space to do it. We become the gathering place. And then we wanted to distribute to these other churches so that we can actually feed the community. You know, Guiding Light can't do it all. So if all this stuff came in to Guiding Light, and with my connection with pastors, I wanted to take the stuff, give it to pastors. Then the pastors would put it in the community. When it started working, we got the first few churches in, and there were people saying, well, what about Guiding Light? Shouldn't we get a piece of the pie? And I prayed about it, and I felt like the Lord was saying to me, that as we were getting the first parts of it, that was the seed. Don't eat the seed, sow the seed into the community. Sow the seed into the community. And then when the harvest started increasing, then Guiding Light could participate. So I think several trucks came in and we gave it to all these other churches. We did not take any of it, um, not one bit of it. We gave it to the churches. And then later on, I think it was the first of this year, and I felt a release. We started sharing, as what we did yesterday, when many of you all were tremendously blessed. So now I see it as we're on par now. And when Minister Bray came to me, she said, Bishop, here's a plan what we could do. We can give the Guiding Light. Each Guiding Light member then becomes a distribution point. Every one of you all has an opportunity. You know people who are in need and sharing. I want you to be ministers. So I'm giving that to you as an opportunity to do those things so that you can go into the community. And once again, I'm going to tell you again, go share this with everybody else so that they know, because this is just the beginning of what we're going to do to help others. And when I can grab hold of the full force of what this international organization is and try to pull that into this city so that we can then bring in more resources to help more people, is what my heart is, to be able to be a blessing to more, giving you Guiding Light the opportunity. And for I know there are other people that are not with Guiding Light, but those of you that can see that Guiding Light is good soil, you'll be able to sow seed into Guiding Light, and Guiding Light will sow into ministries. It will sow into the people that are out in the community, people all over the world, because what I'm working for every one of you all is for a rich inheritance when you come into the kingdom of God. You know what my word is: eternity, eternity. All that matters is eternity. And I want you to have a rich inheritance. And I praise God for you because you've endured through a lot of trials. You've endured through a lot of challenges because of how people did not understand my vision for community, understand my vision for unity, for people working together. People don't understand. Many don't understand, but you do understand. And I want to bless you. So when World Vision gives all this stuff, and then we give you an opportunity, bless, you take a piece of the blessing, then go bless somebody else. And God's going to do even more for us. I know that's going to happen. But let me just bring on Elder Bray right now. Let's see. I want to get her in here. I see, and I want to get her in here at this point. And I see that there are going to be people that are going to come on board and they're going to be asking us stuff. I see that happening right now. Look, let me tell you. We will help those that we can help, but we are not a bank. I can't take care of the world. But when somebody gives us something, we will share with that, especially with people that are part of our church family, especially people that have partnered with us. Then we're going to share with them. And if anybody is out there right now, you have a need, and I know there's some that are saying you have a need, your first place to go is your church. To go to your church where your pastor is. If you don't have a pastor, get one. If you need a pastor, we're guiding like church, then maybe we can work things out and we can work with you. But I'm about commitment. I'm about being commitment of a team of everybody working together to help one another as we live this life. My devotion is to be a blessing to people, but I can't bless people who don't want to be giving to bless others. Okay, you got it. So I'm through with that. I ain't saying no more. I'm gonna bring Elder Bray in right now. I want to bring Minister Charlene Bray on, and then I'm gonna bring Pastor Jim. Pastor Jim has also reminded me that it is a special day today, so he may not have a lot of time. So I'm gonna bring him in here right now. But right now, let's get Elder Bray on the scene. And Elder Bray, I think you're there, right there with me. Greetings. Say hello to folk. You got time to talk. Say it.
Hello, family. Good to see here, everybody.
All right. And she is the one that has been the administrator of the program that brings us where we are. And then let me tell you something. I'm going to bring Pastor Jim. You ready to go, Pastor? Here's Pastor Jim in here right now at this time. He is the one that before I had COVID was telling me we need to do more for the community. We need to do more for the community. I'm saying, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Well, when are we going to do it? He's the one that has the heart for the community to do that. And we got him here. Say hello, Pastor Jim.
Good evening, everyone, family, friends, and everybody else attending. It's great to be here and excited about the show tonight.
All right. Well, here's what I want to do. Elder Bray, you know that I want to get your thing about how we. Well, no, wait a minute. Let's do this, Pastor Jim. Now,
Yes.
Pastor Jim is always a little more reserved. Y'all know I'm the one that goes kind of out there. Why don't you share your heart with your feelings about community, Pastor Jim, so that they can hear you, so that they know that the leadership of this ministry is about being concerned about people and sharing to the extent that we can, not to the point of being exploited, but being a blessing to others. I want to let you just speak for a minute, and then I'll go to Elder Bray and give her that opportunity. Is that okay for you right now?
It is. You're going to give me more time than I need, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I just really feel like as believers that God did not place us here for ourselves, that we're here for a set purpose, right? And even in the Great Commission, when God went out and said, go out and make disciples of all nations, like he's telling us to be here for somebody else. We have a purpose, and that purpose is to talk to encourage, to be a blessing to show love to somebody else. You know, God said in his word, look, if you love me, keep my commandments. And my commandment is this, to show love to one another. We need to be the church, right? And being the church is not just a place where people come in and they just congregate and they meet on that Sunday and then they go home and then they come back the next Sunday and they just meet. The church is being out there for the community, to be able to help other people, to let other folks know that there is a God who loves them. And sometimes we can't just go and tell people that, because people are not always open to that. Sometimes we have to show Christ. Sometimes we got to show them before we can tell them. You might go and tell somebody all day that there's a God who loves them. They don't want to hear any of that. But as soon as they learn that you love them, they may want to ask you, well, what is it about me that makes you love me? Like, look, it's not any individual person. It's the God in me that does it. Sometimes our testimony is what, or is God working through us, is what other people see. And I feel really strongly about that. I mean, you know, as the best that we can, if we call ourselves to be the church, just getting together to talk about God amongst ourselves, there's more to it than that. We're supposed to go out to the world. We're supposed to make a difference in the world. The world needs us. If you in the church, well, you already know Christ. Let's grow together, but let's pull in people who don't know, because that's important. And yeah, I guess that's my piece on that, right? I feel like I
Okay.
said the same thing a couple times, but yeah, that essentially is it. I feel like we're supposed to be bigger than the church in general, to reach out to others. That's it.
Okay. And Minister Bray, why don't you take a minute to express your heart? Because I do want the people to know. I mean, there are churches that are out there that are focused on just growing the church. I want to grow the kingdom. And I want you to speak and share that you're on target with us. Okay? Just speak for a moment on that subject.
Absolutely. Jesus says that I'm going to give you a new commandment. And for a long time, I just didn't quite understand the newness that was in it. But when he says, love one another as I have loved you. And so, opportunities to do that, there are many of them there, but it's easier said than done. And then as we've gone through, as we've gotten into this part of World Vision, the international part of it, and going through the M25 challenge, where again Jesus says, when you what you've done for the least of these among us, you've done it to me as well. And so our very, very simple way of trying to put ourselves in the shoes, in the place of others who really are less fortunate, who really have difficulties in life. So, while it seemed like a challenge, and I remember the one that I thought was the hardest one was just to sleep on the floor. And I thought, I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. To skip lunch and eat rice and beans one day, that was easy. To drink water instead of any other liquid, that was easy. But I thought sleeping on the floor was going to be a great challenge. I prepared myself to get an aero bed and sleep on that. And then I just had a strong sense from the Lord that He has blessed me in all of the ways that He has, that I could make a pallet and actually get on the floor and then be able to get up off the floor. And then just to work through and do the other things. And then getting to that place of just a couple of weeks ago where we had opportunities to sign up and say, okay, I'm going to sponsor. And I guess the most exciting part, Bishop, about all of this is the number of people that have come alongside, joined into your vision for extending the kingdom outside of the walls of, Jefferson County, Alabama, United States, North America, but just getting thousands of miles away in just in another country. And when I looked at numbers today, and I know we're on our way there, but when I looked at numbers and saw how many Guiding Light Church folk have come along with us, it's exciting. It's exciting. I love being a part of a church where pastor has a vision, looking well beyond where we are today, and then just to be able to step in and be given this amazing opportunity, as I've been given opportunities for 30 years, 30 plus years at Guiding Light Church, just to provide some sense of support to make that vision work. So it's exciting, and I'm having a ball, thoroughly enjoying it, and appreciating the opportunity to love others, kind of like, I love myself.
Well, all right. So that's good. Then I tell you what we want to do right now. I'm going to take a few minutes. And Pastor Jim, how's your time looking for us at this point? Huh?
Oh,
So let me know. Huh? You
oh,
good?
yeah, yeah, we're right.
Okay, because we're gonna take a few minutes here, and I'm going to let you all see. We're going to start talking about chosen, and we can talk about that's the major thing I want to talk about tonight. I want you all to hear a Zoom meeting that we had with a brother that was in Kenya, a pastor over there. Now, this is going to be you're going to be able to listen and you correspond. You all just put your comments in the comments as you listen, and I won't interrupt it. Pastor Jim won't, and Minister Bray won't. But we want you to hear and share what is going on over there in Kenya, what's happening now at this point. So each one of them, and I just want you to know what's going on, and I'm gonna bring it up here so that you can see this at this moment. This pastor is in Kenya, and World Vision chose Kenya for us as a place to go. It's a new work in over there in Kenya. I've forgotten the name of the city. I can't remember that yet. I need to know, but it's a new work, and they're moving in there, and we're one of the first churches to be able to touch that community there. It's a small community, but we're going to touch the lives of those people. We're going to change the lives of those people over there in Kenya. And the pastor is named Samuel, and we'll bring him up. And Pastor Jim, Minister Bray, we're going to take a minute and let him do the talk at this point, so that the whole congregation can be blessed by what he had to say to us. So I'm going to bring him on right now. And here we go. We'll just add him to the stream with us, and I'll pull us out. Okay. And so we're going to get him. Oh, that's the wrong thing right there. Y'all, excuse me. This is the one I need right here. There we go.
Yes.
That's Samuel.
My name is Samuel Gamusa. Gamusa is Gamusa. I'm married to a lovely lady called Violet 14 years ago. So we have 3 children. Our firstborn is called Praise. She's 14 years. Pray for her. She's just doing a national exam in the next 3 weeks. She's in grade 8. Then our son is called Brenton. Brenton is in grade 5. He's about 11. Then the last one is called Tristan. He's in grade, I think it's the baby class, those lower preschool levels. So we all fellowship at a church called CITAM. CITAM is one of the biggest churches in Nairobi. They have different satellites. So we fellowship in one of their satellite churches in the eastlands part of the city. And why do I work for WorldVision? You may ask me. And why I work for WorldVision? Because I got inspiration from the founder of WorldVision himself. Is called Bob Pierce. And one of the statements that really struck me was the statement where he said, "Let my heart be broken by the things that break the heart of God." And so the work of WorldVision, because we work with the most vulnerable communities, it's one way for me to helping the broken people in Kenya just live their life to the fullest. Just the same way Bob Pierce was touched by the brokenness he witnessed in Korea, and he started WorldVision, the sponsorship part of WorldVision in the 60s. And he made that impactful statement. And that is what drives me and makes me wake up every morning to go and work for those vulnerable communities, including where you'll also meet where your children will come from, and that is Kinango. I will discuss about it later. And my favorite Bible verse is Jeremiah 29, 11 to 13. It says, I have good plans for you, plans to give you a hope and a future. So I know God has good plans for me, plans for my family. He also has good plans for Guiding Light. I like the name Guiding Light because it's like you are going to be the light in Kinango to the children down in, we work in the most vulnerable, so it is the farthest south of Kenya, and I'll be glad to host and take you to that place. So thank you very much, and that's my short introduction.
Yes, thank you, Samuel. I love what you said about Bob Pierce really being an inspiration for your time at WorldVision, and I so agree with that. Can you share a little more about Kenya in relationship to the area program?
Yes, I know most of you have heard about Kenya, and maybe 1 or 2 people have visited Kenya in your group. I'm not so sure, but if there is, that's Kenya for you. These are the countries that border us. You can see from the north, Ethiopia. From the northwest, you can see Sudan, the South Sudan. Then to the east is Uganda. Then to the south, it's Republic of Tanzania. And to the east, it's Somali and the Indian Ocean. So I can rightfully say we are on the east coast of Africa. I don't know where you are, but I don't know in the east or west of the US. So as we are on the east coast of Africa. And so the population of Kenya, as per the last census, which was done in 2019, it put the population of Kenya at 43.5, but the current projection is about 55.26 million people. So, something funny with most of our the third world countries is that the youthful population is bigger than the older population. And so the children and the youth form the bulk of this 55.26 million. And that is where WorldVision is targeting, because we work with the children and the youth, and because they form the bulk of the population in Kenya. And so most of the countries. And if you can see the map, the dot, the red dot in the middle of the country is the city called Nairobi. And that is where you'll be coming. If you come, you'll first land in Kenya, in Nairobi. And so the area, you see the black arrow in the map, that is where Kinango area program is. That is where your sponsored children are. Just close to the coastline, you can see the Indian Ocean, and where the arrow is pointing is Kwale County. So in Kenya, we have 47 counties, and Kwale is one of the counties down next to the second biggest city in Kenya called Mombasa. So I don't know in future when you'll be booking flights, you'll be coming direct to Mombasa, or either take a stopover in Nairobi. Then we take you down to the coast, about 500 kilometers. You will convert them into miles. In Kenya, we do kms, not miles. So it's about 500 kilometers, and so you convert them into miles. And so, and also when you visit, because the area is so close to Tanzania, we will also have an opportunity to either visit Tanzania or something. So your children are situated right in Kinango. It's a very vulnerable area. And when I talk about WorldVision, you'll see how we choose our programs in the most vulnerable areas where these children are. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's so true. That's so true. Very, very vulnerable communities. Samuel, can you share a little about the culture in Kenya?
Yeah, Kenya it's made up of 42 ethnic tribes, and so we have bigger tribes that are known. We have the pastoral communities, which are more known, like the Maasai. I know when people talk about Kenya, you hear about the Maasai, especially the pastoral communities. Those ones have refused to change. They still are the same they were since God created them. They move around with their cattle. So they still live as per their traditional cultures, and they move around. Those are nomadic communities. So we have 42 ethnic communities in Kenya, and they're distinct, with distinct values. But apart from these distinct values, therefore, we have some things that are common among these 42 distinct tribes that bring us together as a nation. And so, of all the 42 tribes, we all value things like marriages. We value things like we respect to human life. We value morality, we respect to people's property, and then value for good leadership. And so these values are the ones that are like the moral code that we follow as a people. And so despite the variation, despite the distinction in cultures, we call ourselves Kenyans. And an example like marriage, all communities, people get married there, and all the communities value marriage because from marriage itself, there's a family is brought up, and a nation is rebuilt out of families. And what you're seeing on the screen there are just an expression of culture. So you remember I talked about the nomadic communities in Kenya who have refused to, they're still conservative in the way of doing things. And so one of the pictures, those ladies are from a community called Samburu, one of the nomadic communities. Most of them are in the up north, the semi-arid and arid zones of Kenya. And so they like adornment. So if you come to Kenya and you happen to be in the northern part of Kenya, you'll meet ladies adorned with those adornments. Mm-hmm. And so they speak. If you meet young girls and they have many adornments on their chest, they are speaking a language. They're saying to an aspiring man, a suitor, that when you marry me, be ready to pay dowry of many cows. And if you see a widow with few ornaments on her chest. It means she's widowed. She's single, and so those adornments, ornaments speak. There's a message they pass, and that are not just a part and parcel of it. And so one thing which has also come in to be like a culture of Kenya is running marathons. And you can see our guy there, a very famous marathoner is called Eliud Kipchoge. He ran the marathon, the 42-kilometer marathon, under 2 hours. Nobody has ever done that. And he ran it at 1 hour 59.4. That is a world record. Nobody has ever run it. And so these are people who, it's like a celebrity. And so, when such a person does, people all over start running. If you go to where he comes from, in the Rift Valley part of Kenya, you can see kids running. They think they also want to break marathon records like him. So he is an inspiration to many. And so when you are like in the streets of New York or somewhere, and somebody says Kenya, you hear say, do you know Eliud Kipchoge? Because now he symbolizes, he's like a brand to us, because Kenya is being known worldwide because of running. And we also love eating. We eat a lot of meat, and you can see is a plate there. One time when Guiding Light visit Kenya, I will serve you with such like a meal. And that is Ugali, is one of the most stable. It's made from corn. You pound it, then we just boil what is like thick porridge, and so we serve it with meat and kale or cabbage. And in the next 1 hour, because it's now 6:20 p.m. in Kenya, when I'll finish this call, my wife will serve me with this kind of meal, because this is what we eat during dinner time. And apart from, another thing which Kenya is known for is wildlife. We are a game country. I think most of you have heard about the Masai Mara, where if you visit the Masai Mara, you can easily see the big five, the lions and all that. And so the part of the vastness of Kenya is also, God has gifted us with a lot of wildlife, and it's usually a source of income in terms of pulling in tourists to come. And so we are hoping this Corona thing will end, so that we gain back to our tourism sector, which has really been badly affected by the international travel. So that's partly in a nutshell what the culture of Kenya looks like. Thank you.
That is amazing, Samuel. And I know that I and my friends from Guiding Light cannot wait to visit you in Kenya one day, maybe go for a run, see some of the big five. That is very exciting to hear firsthand from you about the things that Kenya is known for. I also love the attire. I was thinking about this earlier, just how there's a meaning behind every piece of fabric that they're wearing. And I love that so much. I think that's just a testimony to the culture and the people in Kenya. But let's hone in a little about on the work of WorldVision. So can you tell us, give us an overview of how WorldVision started in Kenya?
Yes. WorldVision began its operation in Kenya way back in 1974. That's almost 48 years ago. And I had not joined WorldVision then, and so I was told they began by responding to a bad drought. There was a bad drought and famine which had hit Kenya in 1974. It was so bad that WorldVision and other partners responded to that famine and drought. And so WorldVision was responding to an emergency, and that was drought. And so they came in. It came in just as a small response unit, and but right now, since 1974, WorldVision has grown from just a drought response unit to a big, we call it an international NGO. It is registered as an international NGO, and you can see from the map on the left, you can see all the WorldVision footprints in Kenya. we are in like I said there are 47 counties in Kenya. So we work in almost 37 counties in Kenya. And you can see our footprints there. That is places where either we have a WorldVision intervention there, we have water, we have a health clinic, we have all this, and it is showing the dots. And you can see from the map, Kinango, where the arrow is pointing, that is now where your sponsored children will be based. And I want you to, by this time, to know that area and your name, so that you can visualize it, because majority of your children will be coming from that area. Yeah. And apart from that, our work is unique. WorldVision's work is so unique. We are not like any other NGOs because we live with the community. As we speak now, we have about 10 staff in Kinango doing chosen events, doing registration of children. I remember I told you we started Kinango in 2019, and so we are in for a long haul. The program will end in 2032. So imagine we are in the 2-year phase, and so Guiding Light will work with us for a long time, up to 2032. So that's why, that's the uniqueness of WorldVision, because we are community-based. We live in the community, and we partner with the community. We don't go and impose ourselves to the community. We ask our community, do you welcome WorldVision? Are you willing to work with us for 15 years? Then we agree with them. Then we start the journey of transformation with them. And we divide ourselves in 5 years, 5 years, 5 years. And every 5 years, we do what we call a redesign. We go back to the community and ask them, the things that we are doing now, are they still relevant to you? When community says no, we turn again. Although there are some things like sponsorship, which are standard everywhere. But things like water, which we will talk about it down later, they can change. They can change and say, oh, let's do another intervention this time. And so we partner with communities for a long time, and the same like Kinango, we also partner with it for a very long time. So we have, apart from Kinango, we have 42 of such area programs in Kenya, and out of the 42, we have about 114,522 registered children. So you are adding to that number, and you are adding to that number. And as I said later, sponsorship is the backbone of our programming. Just like the same way Bob Pierce held that kid in his hand and started the sponsorship. So everywhere WorldVision is, sponsorship is the backbone of it, because you give us money, we pull it together, and we do all this amazing work in the communities. Thank you.
Well, that brings me actually to another question, Samuel. Just talking about our community development model and the communities that we're in. Can you tell us a little about WorldVision's programmatic work and what are the focus sectors?
Yes. Yeah. WorldVision work covers a wide umbrella of needs in the community. So a part of our development model is to support different interventions in our programming. And so one of the best programmings that we do is called, it's in the area of water and child protection, livelihoods, health, and education. But I'll spend some time trying to expound each of those interventions and relating it to the ADP and to the area program where your children are. Let me call it Kinango for now. And so one of our biggest intervention that WorldVision is known for is water. And water in WorldVision ourselves, we call it WASH, because you can never separate water, hygiene, and sanitation. So WASH is an acronym that means water, hygiene, and sanitation, because you cannot provide water to people and leave the hygiene and sanitation bit of it, because you're not solving anything for them. And so we integrate those three components together when we are working with communities. And one of the biggest why we do that water intervention is because we want to address the acute water shortages in some of the areas that have a problem with water. And one area that has problem with water is Kinango, where your children are. The community, when we started with the community, they said, WorldVision, give us water. And that is what we are starting in this year. So number one intervention in Kinango is water, because the community in 85% of the community in Kinango do not have access to clean potable water. They get water from very dirty sources. And so in the next 5 years, we are going to fix that with your help. We are going to fix that by drilling boreholes, by doing rainwater harvesting. I know that area has shortage of rain, but when it rains, we are going to put up the systems that will help conserve the little water that comes in. But an area like Kinango, it needs a lot of borehole drilling. And the few water sources which are there, like springs, we are going to harness them and pipe the water direct to the people. And so our priority under this water intervention is to make sure that households have access to clean water, clean and sustainable water, as well as access to sanitation and hygiene practices. You see, there are some communities that they defecate, they still live that primitive life of, they see no need for toilets. They just defecate everywhere. And so when WorldVision, we give such communities, we say, well, no, you get water and build a toilet. And so we tell the community, we sensitize the communities on the essence of building toilets. And if you go in areas where we have done wash intervention, water follows good sanitation, because you cannot have water and then at the same time, you're still defecating in the bush, or you don't have good hygienic practices. And so 2 weeks ago, I was in a community where we have done very good water. It's called Katitu. We started in 2002. It's almost facing out. And if you go to every homestead, there's a toilet. And the hygiene of the people is so nice. And that one gives me the satisfaction. And that's why I really want Kinango. When we start the journey with Kinango with Guiding Light, those are the indicators we'll be showing you as we walk along our way, so that you'll be satisfied that your child now, the need there is water now, but in the next 5 years, your child will have access to water. And so so as we go along with these areas, we declare there are standards which we do, models that we use. So sometimes we declare an area an open defecation free, because this area has satisfied us that it has met all the conditions. They have clean water, they have access to hygienic practices, and they have toilets. You can see toilets in every household, and we call it an open defecation free area. And once we certify that area, then we are able to know that our water intervention has succeeded. And so water is so dear to us as WorldVision, and we have been rated as one of the best NGOs that provide water to many, many communities in Kenya, and not only Kenya, but other countries that WorldVision works in. Another programming area is child protection. And most of these communities which I have talked of, especially the nomadic communities which still move around with children. Even in Kinango, there are some nomadic communities like the Maasai. And these people have very little respect to children. And what they do, they move around with their children. Children who are supposed to be in school are herders. So they're helping their parents move around with cattle and spending so many of their young age wasting it looking after cattle. And what we do as WorldVision, we strengthen the capacity of households to deal with children, to protect children from abuses. And so we do that by working with the administration, the local administration in the area, by even arresting some of the parents, so that by sensitizing the parents to bring the children home, it's part of the child protection program that we have. And I remember the other communities like Pokot, it's one of the communities in Kenya, in the Rift Valley. These people are still stuck in things like female genital mutilation. They still believe the Ugali is just there as an investment. And so they still practice things like we call female genital mutilation. A girl reaches 12 years, they circumcise the girl. And After
Whoa.
that, you know, they
Wait.
mess up the.
Wait, Sam, you said they circumcised the girl
Yes, at 12.
at 12. Okay, now that's
Yes.
something that now we don't. Is that cultural? Is that we don't? I
It's
don't.
cultural. It's cultural. It's cultural among the Pokots.
And when
And
you
so
talk about circumcised, what do you mean? What is? I need a little
there
more.
is a certain part of the body of the girl which they circumcise. They it's a traditional practice which
it's a traditional practice, Bishop Jim, that's very common in a lot of different countries, actually. And it's one of the things that WorldVision, part of our work is to work to put a stop to that. And we're seeing strides in it, tremendous strides in it, but it is very much a cultural type of thing.
Well, I've always heard it in terms of genital
mutilation.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering, is this something that is that genital mutilation? Is that exactly what that is? And they're using it and making it an acceptable term by calling it circumcision?
No, it's just another term.
It's another word. It's a synonym.
Yeah,
it's a synonym for female genital mutilation.
Yeah.
Okay. I have my response and everything that I've read about that. It's not a favorable thing. It's not.
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure the way Sam, the way you talk about it, you just say it so clearly and just like it's so well, you know, it's like no big deal. It's problematic to me in my way of thinking unless I need to change my way of thinking.
No. It's a major problem. It's a big issue. And it is something that WorldVision is working to train and equip the leaders to put an end to it. It is very bad. You are thinking the right way.
Okay.
Yes.
And I want to ask you again, were you recording? Are you recording this, Bethany? Because I'd like to do a replay for my congregation on one of my evening programs.
Yes, we are recording it.
Thank you.
We've been recording it since the beginning. So.
Very good. And thank you, Samuel. I appreciate that. And sorry for the interruption, but I just had to get clarity on that right off because that's, like I said, it's something, it's offensive to me. Okay.
Yeah, I had the same reaction when Samuel was talking a little bit about this yesterday because it's very shocking to realize that this is still happening. And it is very cultural, but it is definitely still happening. It is one of the areas that WorldVision is working really, really hard to put an end to. It's it's tough, and it's tough to talk about.
Okay, I wanted to make sure, and I didn't want to be offensive in any way to someone that a culture has something acceptable. Okay. But and Samuel just mentioned he was just going over it like it was. That's all. I'm sorry, Samuel. Go ahead and get back.
Let me just chime in real quick too, Bishop Lowe. Thank you for pointing that out. I know WorldVision works really hard to offer different rites of passage as well. So we'll work with communities, understanding that these are cultural norms that they've had for years and years and years and years. But what are the alternative rites of passage that can be implemented so that there isn't this abuse and mutilation of young girls? So
it was just coming across like it's a cultural thing and it's acceptable and thanks to us on Western minds, you know, if we have to adjust, I need to know how to adjust before. Because I'm very direct with a lot of stuff, and I don't.
No, that's a great call out there, Bishop. Appreciate it.
Okay. Listen, I'm pulling that out right now. I guess I was doing that. You heard them saying things. I'm going to bring Elder Bray back in and bring Pastor Jim. I'm stopping that so that you realize that they were discussing genital mutilation on women. That's what's being done in that area. I'm also stopping it because one of the things that's going to come up later on is that the water that they drink in, he said that the people in that area, they just defecate, his words were, wherever they get an opportunity. So the water is not clear. It's not pure. We are in an area that really needs It needs more sanitation. It needs a whole lot more. My apology for cutting it off there, but I will make this available on YouTube so that you get a chance to hear the whole conversation. Plus, I want to come close to bringing in where Guiding Light does its part right now. But with those kids that we just partnered with, we just sponsored, hopefully we'll be able to communicate with them. And let's pray that for the young girls that we have, that they will not, I'll use a prettier term, they will not circumcise them. And if you know what that basically means, they basically circumcise the clitoris and they take that off of them. It's the same way that it's not the same way of doing a man. A man is, if you clip off his penis, that's the same thing they're doing with the women. It's just not right. Defecating in the water and drinking that water is not right. Those people need to know more. We need to help. We do our part. We can help in this small community. As we heard, they were World Vision's only been there since 2019, and Guiding Light is one of the first few churches that's coming in there. So for some of them, the only Lord they're going to know is going to come from you all. And so it's been a blessing to be able to do this. Now I'm going to bring Elder Bray back in here and Pastor Jim, and we're just going to deal with what we did this weekend. They're in there. They weren't expecting. They didn't know how we were going to go and what we were going to do here because I was working the program out. I want to go to the lighter side. You can go read. You'll see this on YouTube. I'll put it out there as a special for you to be able to see. All right. So what I'm going to share with you as we get ready to wind down the next 20 minutes or so is what we did this weekend. Yes, there are challenges in Kenya. Yes, there's big game in Kenya. Yes, Kenya's resources have been exploited. All that kind of stuff we can talk about another time. But Elder Bray, Pastor Jim, anything you all want to say from your communication with Samuel? Either one of you all right now, I'll take it from that point and we'll go on. Any words you want to say about what you thought when you heard from him?
Bishop, lest we think that we recognize the cultural differences. All of the disadvantages, so much stuff that we take for granted. Samuel alluded to this at a point, and what we've learned is that, people are not as backwards as we think that they are. In Kenya, in African countries, but especially in Kenya, he mentioned 40 plus tribes, where every tribe has its own native tongue, and they call it your mother tongue, that you grow up, that's what you're born into, that's what you speak. In schools, children are taught both of the two national languages in Kenya. The national languages are Swahili and English. And so we find that Kenyans, all who've been to school, speak fluently three languages. So amid all that we've seen and all of that, and many of them speak English more fluently than, a typical Black American.
That's a good point. I was impressed with the fact that they speak three languages, because most of us only speak one language, and some of us don't even speak, you're right, English right. Pastor Jim, any comments you want to make in regards to what Samuel said? And then we'll take it from Guiding Light, what we did from there. Any words you want to share?
I think it was just very similar to what it is that you said earlier. A lot of times when you don't know what's going on in a different area, we tend not to think about it so much. And problems that are real for people in different areas, they don't resonate with us because we're not paying attention to what's happening. And so to be able to hear some of the things that he said that was going on, some of the things that Bishop just mentioned, the things that you heard on the video, of course, if you watch the whole thing, you'll hear even more. But even hearing those things right there, and then learning that we have an opportunity that we can make a difference, even if it's just a little bit. Is that not part of what we're called to do? And so anyway, that was one of the things that rang out to me. Just, sometimes you really don't know the scope and the things that people go through, but then when you do find out and you find out that you can help, well, can you? Should you? The Bible says, yes, we should.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what we did want to talk about this weekend. You all remember last week we went and we got we went out there and we took pictures last. Wait a minute, let me get it right now. Elder Bray, what was it? It was last Sunday, not this past, not yesterday, but Sunday a week ago. We
That's right.
signed up. We text to the number in order to get a child to pick us. We did that. We signed up. We took pictures and we sent those pictures. Those pictures were sent to Kenya last Sunday evening, not last week, not yesterday. They were sent to Kenya. And here's what we found out that was going on. I'm going to show you some things about what went in Kenya. This is a little video I'm going to put up right here at the moment. And these were kids, got those pictures. They took the pictures and put them up on Wednesday morning for the kids to go. And here are the kids looking out here trying to find us. And there you see some of the kids going to look. All right, now that was just a brief video. That's what they sent me from Kenya. But here's a child here that's picking someone. Let's see who they're picking. And yet you can see Sharon right over there. And my brother, what's his name, Pastor Dim?
David McKinney.
That's right, Brother McKinney. Yeah, I was about to say running for school board. You can see several others I can see that are there. But this young man picked David McKinney. And we're going to see, as you see another child over there picking someone else also. And then it looks like a young girl coming in picking someone. Let's go through forward more. Look at some other pictures. Here's another young man that, well, I need to be careful because I can't sometimes distinguish between young men and young girls. But this is Brother Adley Trone, if you all can see that picture right there. That's Brother Adley Trone being picked right there. He sent one of his childhood pictures, and a young man picked him up. If y'all want to say anything about this, Elder Bray and Pastor Jim, feel free to just jump in there. But as you see Claudia, Minister Claudia and Minister Calvin there. You see Minister Corey across there, and they're going to be picked too. Here we go again. We see another picture here of and let's look. And Pastor Jim, look, here's the guy choosing someone here. Can't see who it is, but right off to the side. Look right over there. Do we recognize that little couple? That's that couple and with the little child up there, Pastor Jim?
You ask me, do I recognize them? I don't know them. Who is that?
Well, I don't know. They look familiar to me, but they're going to get picked in a few minutes too. But here's a young man, and then you see Brenda Wilson on the far side of. I'm assuming young man now, and I don't know who he's picking. I can't see them, but we'll find out in a minute. And then let's go to the next slide. Here we have. Then we have, all right here, this is, I can't determine who that is. I'll bring it up closer so you all can see. I can't tell who the family is. What next to Brenda? But you know what? If I go back over here, I bet I can tell. Oh, that's still the same guy. So is it the same guy? Is it the same guy? Nope, it's not. That's just oneness right there. We'll find out in a few minutes who is the family that he was picking or she was picking. We go here. Now, here are the kids. Let's zoom in here and see who we can recognize. All right. I see Errol and Joanna Watley over here with the young man that picked them. And then let's see who else we see here.
Well, front and center is Janet Tatum, the child with the white shirt on.
Yes, right there. Right.
Dr. Jafrida is just back, and it's interesting. She has on the beautiful shade of blue, and the girl who picked up her has blue, much of that same shade in her dress.
That's right. I think you see what you did, Dr. Brown. You did all that blue, and somebody picked you because you were in blue. They obviously got you because of blue. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have there?
I see Gonzella Walton, and next to the child that picked her, a girl in the color, but next to that, Rosalind Benson.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so here are the kids picking us, and y'all look at that so you can see how these kids on Wednesday of last week went in and picked us out of the pictures that were on the wall. They chose. I think this is one of the good things about WorldVision's method of doing it. The children make a choice, and I think that's a difference in the way normally people make a choice. They look at the kids, say whether they like that kid, that's the one they want. But now the kids are choosing who they want to sponsor them. Let's see what we have. Here is one. I think they're writing something. They're writing something to the spot. That looks. That was Ingrid's picture when I saw that. That was Ingrid's picture right there. That's there. And this kid is writing to Ingrid Brock. See, there's Ingrid there. All right. So they were working with the kids to help them um, respond to us. This is another picture here, and that looks. If anybody knows your child, that's one that was picked. I don't know who the mother is looking at. I assume that's the mother. Could be a sister or so. But they're the families that are there. And remember, we learned from Samuel too that the way these women are dressed, they put certain colors on to describe. I think that was availability or some sort like that too. Did I make a mistake on that, guys? I don't know. Y'all tell me.
No, that
And here's a choice. This is a 53 seconds running right here as they're looking. They're going to pick. There's Deacon Boyd up there. And remember, this happened on Wednesday morning last week. And all of us got picked by the children. Notice the shoes that they're wearing and the clothes. And they'll go through and they will pick an individual there. What I want to do is move very quickly right now and show you what's my next slide I have here. Uh, this is a little boy, I believe it is, that's actually picking Brother Terrence Wheeler and Sister Yolanda Wheeler. And so here's he picking who he wants to sponsor there. See other people, see our other pictures there. And Pastor DM, I see somebody that's familiar to me behind his eyes. You see that's right up there? Y'all see him?
Oh, up there at the top. I see my mom up there. Who's that guy with him?
Well, he is the man that is known as your father. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. So we can say to that man there, Bishop Jim, you are the father. Okay. So let's see what else we got here. Then I'm gonna move right on. This is a young girl here, and she's touching. I can't see who that is. Does anybody know your child? Can you see her? Who is that right there? Can't get any closer. She's got her finger saying, this person right here. I can't see. There's two people in that picture. I don't know who it is, and it's hard to see here. I bring it up as high as I can. Is that
I think that's Christy
yeah,
Devon
that's
and
Christy
her
Devon.
daughter.
And look at how she's saying, look at the expression on her face right here. This one right here. How about that? And then I see Ashley Benefit up here. There's Ed Harris right there, Kiana, and there's Kirsten and Darius. Well, let's look at some of the end results that we got from this. Yes, she did pick
Yes.
Christy Devon right there. And you can see, so we're talking about, y'all, this is what happened in Kenya last Wednesday. Let's move on to go and see what else we got. Then I want to come down to where we are today. Here is someone, and who do we have here? Uh, and the
She's
family.
picking the Simmons.
Yeah, Reba Simmons, right. And the Simmons. There's another handsome couple that's right off to the left over there. I see them there too. They weren't picked as of yet, but let's just see. Let's go on. Okay, here's one that's kind of, what is that blue for? Oh, there we go. And look at how she's picking out Minister Bertha James there. What a wonderful thing. Those kids seem to be happy at the saying, this is the one I want for my mommy. This is the one I want for my guardian. So very good, y'all. Hang in there. We got some more to do. And here are parents being shown who the, I guess, foster parents are, or adopted parents are. We see that this is Wednesday. And here is a group picture of all the kids with some of the people that they have chosen. Um, and David McKinney, Ingrid, Pastor Jim, and Whitney and Jonathan. Can't see the other one here, but there's the Tuckers here. Not sure who that is. Can't see. And so we're just gonna go and look at some of the pictures that we had. Now there are letters being written right now, and here are I think the other letters being written. There's Dr. Brown. There is your kid. They're writing you something. Look like they're doing it in Crayolas right now. So we're going to have time. We're going to work with these kids. We're going to see them grow up as we work with them because we're going to be there till. And there you go. I don't know. It looks like they favored your young lady, Dr. Brown. Um, and so she's writing something there. Tell me how old she is, Dr. Brown. You know who she is, and you got a name for us. Let's put it out there. And then here's another group. And there, lo and behold, we have Bishop Lowe, little girl, and is her name is Kawika, Kawiki, wait, Kawiki. Yes, Majira. And that's see her right on the side over there, Kawiki Majira. And then Deborah Dials got, looks like her little girl there. And then this is, looks like May Taylor, the Taylors. And then, oh man, I'm missing the name right
See
now. Elder Bray.
Shirley Salem, I see her.
Wait, you see Shirley Sam? I don't see
She was
Shirley
on the end, on the other end,
on the other end over
child
there.
front on the end,
And Cheryl
just a
June here.
roll over a little bit, yeah.
And then Cynthia, we got so we got a few people here, y'all. You see them and the kid. Now let's look at the expression of the kids when they have chosen you. Look at them. See, they seem to be very well pleased and holding on to who the people are they are claiming. What a wonderful thing we're doing right here. Let me push on and go a little bit further. Now let's bring it back to Birmingham. There's some that are right there we can see. And this looks like, all right, let me look at some of the parents. I want to look at those parents for a minute and see what their parents look like. Um, yeah, and then the parents with the kids. Okay, one brother got his thumb going up saying, yes, good. Jim, Pastor Jim, and Minister Bray, any comments you all want to make? I'm talking a whole lot as I go through this.
Well, Bishop, one of the things is that this was a community event, and while we might not be showing that picture tonight, you'll see it. But the children were, as a matter of fact, I think you saw those photos. Anybody who was on online for service yesterday or in person, but parents and others in the community were there, and the children were there. And in that group, there were 94 children. And then, as I say, just a large number of parents supporting them. And that was good to see. So I don't know if this was a school day or what it was, but community folk and parents were there.
And I see Cheryl June is saying that's amazing with my little girl there. I'm so glad to do this for y'all. I really love this. I really love it. And I don't want to talk too long about it because I got to get to Birmingham here. So I'm going to pull that out for a minute. Let's go to Birmingham and let's talk about what we got here in Birmingham. Stand by, people, as I bring that up. Let me get, I need to get Cheryl out of there for a moment. There we go. Thank you. Now I'm going to bring us right back on the scene here. Here we are. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures of the ones. This is Elder Bray. Talk the specifics right now of what we have.
Now we saw the children with, with just interesting, the clothespins, a rope, and the folk that were there. There were 89 of us that they were. I'm sorry. 94 of us, and I get my numbers because some people sponsored more than one child, but on the wall that you're looking at, that's 94 envelopes, and that's the group that was sponsored. Those that went into Kenya, that was sent to Kenya last week. And then we know that there were, over the past week, culminating with yesterday, there were more children sponsored. And while we won't have the wall up that looks like this, there were 26 signups. So we're getting 26 more children. So when you put the two numbers together, the 94 and the 26 pictures that are probably on their way to Kenya now, and children will choose, and those will come back. That's going to give us 120 children sponsored, and that's an amazing number. It exceeds even the goal that WorldVision set for us, which was sponsoring 100 children.
So we've got 120 children that we have sponsored, huh? And that's
Yes.
well. That is well. Y'all, thank you. I mean, we're making a difference in the world. I mean, you touch a child's life, and listen, that goes on for as long as that child lives, but not only as long as that child lives, you touch that child's life, and that child touches the life of their children. On the other side of the world, guiding light, you're doing that. You're making changes. And it may be possible you might even see one of your children come here to the United States and be blessed. Well, I want to show a picture right now of this is of that beautiful couple we were talking about with our kids. And here are two kids, Pat and our kids, and they are Kawiki Majira and Kalimba Haji. So those, and that's age 5 and 6, just like what I had, except I don't have, we didn't take but two. So Bob, Jim and Adrian, of course, I got two boys, but I've got boy and a girl right here. And so that's Kawi, Kawiki, I guess that's it, and Kalimbo. And then, okay, so that's for my family. Jim, talk about
Yes. Oh, there's my photo up there. Okay, we have a 4-year-old. His name is Matundo. He likes the color blue, and if I remember correctly, he has 2 other sisters and a brother, I believe. So it'd be great to learn about him. 4-year-old, so he is 1 year and a few months older than Jonathan.
Wait a minute. You said he likes the color blue. How you know that?
That was on. If you go online, they give you a little bit more information. If you go to the app, you can find out a little bit more about him.
Oh, well, what app do I need to go to? Since I need to know, Elder Bray, y'all tell me because I don't know. I don't know what my kid likes.
The
Sure.
WorldVision app.
Huh?
WorldVision app.
Okay. Okay. So people
And
should go to.
there's both the WorldVision app, but quite a bit of information was sent to all of us via email yesterday.
Okay, so that I am 300 emails behind. So
Yeah, yes.
we'll get it. All right. So let's talk about you, Elder Bray, for a minute. Here we go. And
Uh,
this is tell me.
I sponsored 2 children, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. And I can't pronounce their names. I've just got to figure that out. But 2 little boys.
2 little boys. All right. And then let's see who else we have here. We have that's Elder Jordan and Minister Leary. I can't see who their kid is, but nevertheless, they sponsored. Look who else who sponsored here. We got Kiana and her daughter, and there's a look like a little girl that's there. Hello, Kiana. Tell us why y'all are seeing your name. If you're out there, tell us who your kids are. Put them in the comments so we know we're getting ready to shut down in just a few minutes. But as we see what happened on Wednesday, we brought it to pass on Sunday. Here's our next group. There's Minister Bertha. Oh, Minister Bertha looks so happy with looks like the young girl that she's got right there with her. Oh, that's good. That's good. I am so pleased. I am so blessed to see you all standing there. They're the Tuckers at this point, and they've got, I can't tell, looks like a young girl. And then what Elder Jordan, we've done that before. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Here we go. Oh, and then the Wheelers, there they are, with their child. Who else do we have here? And that's Brenda Wilson, Dr. Wilson, who has her child with her. And we got 120, and that's Nellie. What's last name? What?
Nellie
Charlie.
and
Nellie
Charlie
and Charlie
Wilkins.
Wilkins. That's right. Y'all, I don't know what's happening with me and these names. Sometimes just get a mental block. And then there is
Rosalind
Celebrate
Hicks. Rosalind
Rhonda.
Hicks. And what
Yes.
about fairly new members?
Okay, brand new member took in a kid. We got that. And then once again, this is Joyce. Is
This
that
is
Joyce?
Joyce Owens' husband, and
Mhm.
as a couple, they both sponsored a child.
Oh, so they got 2 children, huh?
Yes.
Okay. And then ending up last photo we got here, and there's the
Yeah.
Taylors, and you see, look, did they have 2 children too?
No, they've got one child, and of course I see standing right behind them Joseph, who's a sponsor. So we had sponsors. Again, Bishop, absolutely amazing, that ran the gamut, age-wise and all of that. You mentioned your mother showing in the hands of a child, and some pictures that we formerly saw. But also, we had some very young people sponsoring as well. So it's just an amazing group of the 120.
Didn't the Cares do something too? I think he did. Did he?
Both Nikez Mumba Sr. sponsored a child, and then his son Junior and his wife, their 2 children, sponsored a child as well.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Okay, well, if there are any questions anybody would like to ask in regards to this, there are comments that are out there. There are those that you all can see right here. Comments. Um, let's see. It's okay, I'm just trying to see if there's anything we need to talk about. Yes, Cheryl June says, check the World Vision app. If I check my emails, I'd know better. And then this, let's see, Cheryl saying, oh, Maisie's birthday is the day after mine. What a coincidence, or what the Holy Spirit has done to bring you all so you'll always remember that birthday. And then Kirsten John said, our little girl is named Halima Kanga, and she's 7 years old. Wow, we're going to have to learn some new languages here. These kids can speak English, Swahili, and their native tongue too. We can't. Yolanda says our little girl name is, oh, help me, Lord. Okay, all right. Kiana's telling us here. Our child, stop it. Big name. Our child is Big Name, and she is 6 years old. Her birthday in August 30th. She lives with her grandparents. I'm sad to say and sorry to say I don't even know my child's birthday or nothing. I got them here. My wife and I are going to pay attention. My wife is studying for a course, but we got to tend to our children. So just a little while. Dr. Brown says, "My little girl, look at y'all. Y'all know y'all birthdays for your kids, and you throwing your birthdays in there." My little girl's birthday was the day they selected us. Oh, okay, Dr. Brown. I just got to look at you like this and just say, "Hey, Dr. Brown, here you are talking about." You just think you get all the blessings. That's all you do. And you say, my little girl's birthday was the day she selected me. Really? Really, Dr. Brown? Because you say selected us, but you really mean the day she selected me was her birthday. Well, I hear you. All right, well, here are my 2 little children right here. I may not know much about them right now, but I got them. I'm about to find out about them. And let's see what we got. Everyone else. Okay. Pastor Jim, Minister Bray, I've done all the talking. And guess what? I did fairly well. I did fairly well with this ministry. What's going on here? Um, but let's just see. I want to give y'all an opportunity, and you all we'll go to the man of a few words and Pastor Jim, or if you want to let Elder Bray go first, so you can compose yourself, figure out what you want to say. How you
You
want
won't
to
take
do
me
this?
long. What you want me to say?
I just want you to comment on what we've done on the program this evening, and we encourage the people to let's let's take care of the children. Let's do that. And remember what I told you first. I'm meeting with um, I'm meeting with World Vision, um, April, I think. I'm going to go as far as I can to the head, and I'm going to try to talk to them about a program and what we can do in our own community. I'm going to be trying that. I'm going to connect with them. I'm going to get as much information. We already got the gifts in kind where y'all participate. I want to do more for the community. Not only am I going to teach the word of God, but I also, Pastor Jim's going to be one that's going to be helping to get material goods out into the community. I'm going to do the spiritual part, but I'm opening the door through you all and with your help to make these things happen. Pastor Jim, you want to have some words to say here?
Sure. Yeah, I said this at the very beginning, and I still feel this to this day. We have an opportunity here to be the church. Again, not the church by word, but the church in action. If you've been listening to us the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about our action, that the things that we do are important. We can say we're the church, but it doesn't mean anything until we show we are the church. God told us that you prove that you love him by obeying what he commands. You prove that you love him, something that we say all the time. We say we love God. God says you prove that you love by doing something, by being obedient, by action, which means that the things that we do are important. The things we say are important, but the things that we do are even more important. So we can say we're the church, but if we never act like the church, we're not really being the church. Okay, so this is a great opportunity to be able to work with those in this program we've chosen, with those in other countries, to be able to affect the lives, even in some kind of way, with children that we would never be able to come in contact with. Now, this is what Guiding Light is being able to do. And we're not even being just a positive influence on those children, but their parents as well, too. We're showing them that a God that they pray to, because we saw one of the things that they take over there is religion, right? Like a God that they pray to has now touched the church in a whole different country, a whole different area, to be able to help them to provide support for their children. This is something that Guiding Light is doing. And it's bigger than just that, because God has got more as well, too. We're going to do things in our area as well, too. So just be on the lookout for it. If we're going to be the church, then we need to be the church.
Amen. That's good. And then Pastor Jim, any concluding words? And because I already ended up, and I'm gonna let you be able to go because it is a special night tonight. So if you need to,
don't just let me go. Let God's people go. This is a special night for everybody. It's Valentine's Day. You need to go.
All right. Okay. I heard you. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pull you off the screen anyway, and I'm gonna let Elder Bray have a word, and then I'm gonna have a final word, and we're out of here. Okay. So, Pastor Jim, thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for doing that, and with what you're doing and sponsoring a child. Thank you. It's a blessing for you to do that, and I'm glad that you've done it. And we'll be seeing you on this Sunday. This is the third Sunday, isn't it?
Yep.
So you got a chance to continue your message. You know what you're going to be talking about this Sunday?
God usually gives it to me between now and Sunday, so we'll get it. We'll get it soon enough.
Okay, then. All right, then. We'll talk to you. See y'all. Okay, on Pastor Jim. See you later. Okay. Elder Bray, few concluding remarks you might want to say here.
Very quickly, just a couple of announcements. One is that those of you who signed up yesterday, the 26 sponsors yesterday and days just in front of that, your photos are being sent to Kenya, and they will either be back this Sunday or next Sunday, but we'll know in just a few days. But within a week, 2 at most, you will know the children that chose you. We are now getting questions, and one is, I just saw one a little while ago, is it too late? I missed the deadline. Our absolute deadline for this Guiding Light Church group in Kanango, Kenya, was last night at 8 p.m. If anybody else wants to sign up, by all means, do that. You will not likely get assigned to this particular group of children. The need is great. The need is tremendous. We were told just in Kanango alone, there are 2,500 children. There are over 40 sites in Kenya alone. So you wind up doing that sponsorship somewhere else, but great and wonderful. And Bishop, I think that's it. And y'all know any other questions, just give us a holler. And thanks again also to everybody. 120 children sponsored is absolutely amazing.
Before you go away, Elder Bray, there is the
Thank you for that question.
I need to pull that up right there. There is the Guiding Light Facebook page. Can you tell them something about that right now?
Yes, Guiding Light. The page is Guiding Light Chosen. Just go to Guiding Light Chosen. If you've already sponsored a child, you're part of the group. Your picture's already there. WorldVision posted the picture. They're posting the picture. Everybody who signs up, within 5-10 minutes, the picture gets posted and it's on that page. We will communicate with one another regarding sponsorship on that page. Please include a picture of your child several in the group have done just that, and I didn't get who that was that just scrolled by.
That's the
But
Wallers right there.
the Wallers, okay,
Yeah, and
great.
she wrote something in here about her child. Okay.
Right, right. So everybody has an opportunity to do that. Share the picture of your child holding your picture. We'd love for you to do that. Questions that you might have, just points of interest, things that you want to share. This is the place to do it. And thank you, Bishop. We appreciate that.
Okay. All right. So as we get ready to shut this down right here, I know we've gone over time. Reminding you, of course, that we're very thankful for all you've done, Elder Bray. I think that's all, and we'll see you and see you on this Sunday. Thank you for sharing with us, and to everyone else out there. Let me just remind you once again that all of this happens because of your support to the ministry. All of these things, I'm going to do every door I can open. What did I say? For one purpose for you, so that you can have a rich inheritance when you come into the kingdom, because eternity is all that matters. And so that's what I'm trying to get you to focus on. This Wednesday, I think I'm going to be teaching on prayer, as we were talking about um, becoming more closer with the Lord. I'm going to continue that process. But here are the ways you support the ministry. And there's a banner that's going right there across the bottom of the screen too. You know those. You've been doing it. Basically, I'm talking to, I see a lot of folk that are out there, still out there, but reminding you of that. Be sure to do that part of it. I'm picking up on the onward thing of what we talked about in 2019 before we got derailed with COVID and all. We're going onward to become all that God created us to be. Those are the things we're going to do. Remember the 5 o'clock rise at 5, A-Low at 6, moving very rapidly, 5:30 for prayer. Pastor Jim is every Sunday. You got him that he's doing that. And then I'll be with you on Bible study this Wednesday night. So all of that being said, so to get on out of here right now, the one thing that you all know that we need to remember, that you were created to excel and not fail. That is your divine potential. And I am Bishop Jim Lowe, and I'll be seeing you all on Wednesday night. God bless. Take care and hold on to your children and be a blessing to them. We'll see you later. God bless.